right, so welcome everyone to day 2 of the 2023 Spring Data Camp. We are just getting started today with our session on understanding the CCSQ Data Analytics Portal, where you can learn more of this feature tool and how it will help you with your analytical work. And just a quick reminder, if you have any questions today, put them in the chat. We will be answering them during the Q&A portion at the end of each session. And also there will be small breaks in between sessions today. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to our session speakers, Neil Yenabera and Rafaela Hunter, both from eSimplicity, to introduce themselves and start our session today.
Thank you so much. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Neil Yenabera, and I'm the product owner for the Portal team. Thank you all for joining us as we introduce the CCSQ Data Analytics Portal. So to kick things off, we'll just go through the agenda and give the expectations for this presentation. Oh, thank you. So first, we'll provide a product background of the portal itself. We'll share insights to the inspiration behind its creation and how it aligns with CCSQ's data analytics goals and values. Understanding the context will help you appreciate the significance of this release. And then next, we will discuss the vision as we'll outline our overarching goals and objectives and how this product fits with our long-term strategy. After that, we'll walk through the current roadmap. We'll provide an overview of key features available to the user community in the months ahead. And also, we prepared a live demo for my Access experience to bring the portal to life. This will showcase one of our UI concepts and highlight the platform's ease of use. We want you to see firsthand how the portal will start to empower the user community almost immediately post-release. Following the demo, we will explore the capabilities planned for the portal's future. You'll get a sneak peek into the innovation solutions we're developing to elevate the user experience further. We'll value your feedback and want to address any questions or concerns you may have during our Q&A segment. Once again, as we're about to kick this off, I just want to thank you for joining today's call. This is very exciting. This is a brand new product, so truly honored to be here and to give this presentation out to the community. All right, so the portal background. Our leadership identified 2 opportunities to improve the CCSQ data analytics ecosystem during the DAS contract. The first one was to enable fine-grained access controls in the central data repository. And the second one was to enhance the public content experience. So in the beginning, when the data was on-premise, the data was on Oracle databases, and various business partners were able to handle the data. And with that came the advantage of having fine-grained access controls. That way you can split and slice the data however was needed, whether it was by state, region, and other parameters. When the data was moved from on-premise to the CDR, that ability to have fine-grained access controls was lost. So our main objective was, how can we bring that back? And as we looked into solutioning how to bring that back during the DAS contract, we also understood that the public content experience could be enhanced, given that it's in Confluence. So we've identified limitations in representing information and content for the user community using Confluence. While Confluence has served as well as a collaborative tool, it does not have its usability when it comes to searching and accessing information easily. We believe exploring alternative solutions can give users more intuitive and structured ways to consume information. This will ultimately lead to a more engaging, enriching user experience. When it comes to the search capabilities, finding the right content quickly is utmost important for us. We want to make sure that you have the information you need as fast as possible. Therefore, we aim to address this limitation by exploring options that will improve the search functionality, enable users to access relevant information more easily. This will empower our user community to navigate our ever-growing knowledge base effortlessly and quickly get answers they need. Furthermore, gathering feedback from our user community is vital to understand the effectiveness and relevance to our public content information. Unfortunately, Confluence limitations in collecting feedback data have hindered our ability to gain valuable insights. To bridge this gap, we're actively exploring solutions that will allow us to gather feedback seamlessly. By doing so, we can continuously refine and optimize our content offerings, ensuring that we meet the evolving needs of our user community. So after we've identified those two opportunities, then our leadership was thinking about what else can we do after that. So we came to see that using an SSO authentication solution would be huge. Developing the capability to data share, starting off with this initial concept, like this portal was going to be a gap solution for access controls and enriching the public content experience, where we saw that our leadership was going past that, trying to make it a daily driver, if you will, for our user community. So then our strategy, in order to make the portal the home for everything data analytics, we needed to serve as a single source of truth for organizations and data access controls. This means the portal will focus on everything dealing with authorization, coarse-grained access controls, fine-grained access controls, ad hoc access rules for organizations, and their data analytic tools when accessing the central data repository. Next slide, please. And that is how we came to build out this vision. To read it out, the CCSQ Data Analytics Portal is the home for everything data analytics that enhances user interaction with data, empowering them with self-service capabilities, making access to information easier, and fostering a culture of collaboration to drive organizations towards success. This is not just another tool, but the home for everything CCSQ Data Analytics. The portal is a gateway to a world of possibilities, and it is designed to make access to information easier than ever before. Now we're going to get into the current roadmap. So going back to the product background, we discussed that there was a need to create a CAP-CDR tool SSO experience for the community. And in order to make that of value to user community as fast as possible, we want to unleash this MVP experience in the upcoming months for anyone who has a HARP role for either Databricks, Satisfy, FAST, any of the analytics mediums. So once you've logged into the portal, we don't want you to go to another site to access your tools. That's just a poor user experience and a waste of time. So when you do have your approved HARP role, you just log into our portal with the SSO experience implementation. You'll have the approved analytic tool charm available right from the portal's landing page. So as soon as you log in, you see that you have, your Databricks charm on your landing page. Immediately click it, it'll take you to your Databricks landing zone, and then you can just continue work as is. The reason why we felt the SSO experience was necessary is that as we are developing the portal to give you additional access to information, additional abilities to research information, we don't want you to go from website to website or solution to solution. We want everything in one place, so you can easily go back and forth within one central location. But the solution is exceptional, is that we are looking to the future. Scalability, we've designed the portal SSO experience to accommodate the growth of our user base. Ease of maintenance, absolutely. We've ensured this feature remains maintainable, allowing teams to focus on what truly matters. And again, so long as you have a HARP role that's approved for Databricks, Satisfy, FAST, and so on, as we release it per tool, you'll be able to have access to not only the portal, but able to use that SSO experience. And I will stop here, and I'm going to pass this on to Rafaela, who's going to be talking about our My Access experience.
Hello, everyone. So as Neil just said, okay, that's fine. We'll stay there. I'm going to discuss the My Access experience. So the My Access experience is kind of a game-changing addition to the CCSQ Data and Analytics Portal. We identified it as one of the opportunities to improve our user community experience. We determined there was a need to develop a capability that provides a bird's eye view of the approved schema currently stored in the central data repository, CDR. So what's the business value for the community? What's the business value of providing this ability to identify schema quickly within the central data repository? And the answer is simple: increased productivity. So by eliminating the barriers and streamlining the schema identification process, our users can allocate their valuable time and expertise towards analyzing and deriving insights from the data versus manually trying to understand what they have access to. So the My Access experience is empowering the user to make well-informed decisions faster. So to ensure successful implementation of this feature, we have made it easy for our users to identify the schema they can access in the central data repository with one click. After you log into the portal, boom, in you go. We've also added value by defining data availability date ranges in the My Access summary table, which I'll be showing in just a moment. This comprehensive solution caters to the user's needs, and it ensures, a seamless user experience. The My Access experience is not just another feature. We see it as a catalyst for our users' success, providing them with tools they need to navigate to the central data repository effortlessly. Of course, that's the whole idea, is to make this as easy and simple and quick. Thus, it's empowering people to excel in their roles. With this increased productivity and the ability to make well-informed decisions efficiently, we're really confident that this feature will drive positive outcomes in the user community. So I know this all sounds great, but how is the list of approved schemas we provide to our users accurate or even possible? It's made possible by DUA to schema mapping. And so what is a DUA? Data Usage Agreement. So I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit. So CMS enters into a data usage agreement with most organizations for PHI and or PII disclosures to ensure that the data requesters adhere to CMS privacy and security requirements and the data release policies. Organizations who request access to the central data repository need to have an active data usage agreement, DUA. The Enterprise Privacy Policy Engine, EPPE, say that fast 3 times, is the CMS system that organizations use to generate the data usage agreement. So that, to request access to the central data repository. I'm sure you're seeing a theme around this. So the current DUA treatment, kind of talk about it a little bit. After the onboarding services intake form has been completed and the data usage agreement has been approved by CMS, the contract engagement team submits the onboarding request to the QDOS team. It is at this point that the QDOS team manually creates and applies access controls to an organization based on the approved data usage agreement. So as you can imagine, that takes some time manually going through all that. So let's talk about the new DUA treatment, which is going from manual to automated, which saves time and increases productivity, which we all want. So within this new treatment, there is now a new HARP role that is called the DUA owner. And they are responsible for uploading the DUA, the data usage agreement, into the portal. And so the portal's backend engine extracts the data file descriptions in the usage agreement. And then it maps those data file descriptions with the schema that is stored in the central data repository. So there's this one-for-one. Once completed, the portal allows tenant management systems for data and analytics tools to see the data usage agreement to schema mapping. So, for example, once the data usage agreement to schema mapping is complete, Databricks tenant management system will read the mapping provided by the portal and then apply the rules to that organization. So it's providing clear visibility to schemas in that central data repository. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide, please. Thank you. So before I really dive into this demo, which is still a work in progress in its demo screens of the My Access and the interactions for the data user agreement, let me mention just a few future portal capabilities that Neil did mention earlier that you would come upon when you arrive at the portal. Users are going to see their available tools, i.e. Databricks, but that doesn't require that additional login activity. But you'll also see additional tools that you can request access to, or users can request access to. As time goes by, you'll see status levels, you'll see training opportunities, activity and expiration notifications, to name just a few. So, there's definitely a lot of different things we have in the pipeline. But what I'm going to show or discuss right now with you is the upcoming My Access and also that My DUA experience and how they relate to each other. So this part will be quick. You won't have to listen to me droning on much longer. This is just kind of a screenshot specific demo. I will be doing a more in-depth clickable demo in a town hall presentation. So what you see here when you click on the My Access tab, which is just a one-click thing, is you're seeing the organization that you're connected to, a quick link to allow you to get to the data catalog. And then you're seeing the one-to-one data file description, the CDR schema, and then the date range that this data is available to you. So it's all right there. You don't have to go through and find it. And it was just generated by that DUA being uploaded. So go ahead and go to the next slide. This is what the DUA owner will experience. And so this is a new role, like I mentioned before. And so not everyone is going to see this, but I want you to understand how it works and how it ends up populating the My Access in that summary table. So when a DUA owner comes into this tab, they are going to see, in this particular case, this is the very first time they've shown up. So nothing's been uploaded yet. And so they're able to see the contracts they're connected to, whether it be one or multiple. And simply, they click that Upload DUA button, next screen, and a modal pops up, at which point they're getting ready to upload a DUA. If they are connected to more than one contract, they will select the contract that that DUA is connected to. They will click on select the PDF to be uploaded, go and find that file. We've set up a system in that upload. The DUA is a PDF file. So the backend dev team did a great job of setting it up so that when you do come up, you're going to see PDF so that you don't accidentally hit an Excel file, for example. You make that file selection and you'll see that there's a little spot there that says the file name and there's a remove. It's just that one chance opportunity where you're like, oh, I clicked the wrong one. You don't have to close it all out. You can just hit remove, stay where you are, go get that right file again, see it there, make sure that's the file you want to upload, and then you click upload file. Next screen. So this is what you'll see once it has successfully uploaded. And when you hit that upload, you'll be here, and for a brief moment in time, you'll have a notification showing with kind of a circle showing that it's being uploaded. And it's basically chugging in the background, reading all those different lines within the DUA and seeing where it's mapping to the schemas that are in the CDR that you have access to. Once it's uploaded, everything is there for the DUA owner to see basic information that was pulled, and they can even go and click into the actual DUA file. But at the same time, that My Access tab has now been generated with the most recent information for that data usage agreement. And it's all mapped out to the schemas within the CDR. So like I said, that at least seemed like it was quick. So from here, we'll go ahead to the next screen, and I'm going to send you over to Neil to talk about future capabilities.
Thanks, Rafael, and that was a great demo. All right, so talking about future capabilities. First up, we want to make CCSQ public content to live on the portal. So the portal will be the new home for this public content. Not only for just the public content, we're also including, the training hub as well, and how that knowledge management system lives and breathes in the portal. This is to emphasize further the vision to have a single place for everything data analytics. And by doing this, by transitioning from Confluence to the portal, we would have a better handle on structuring the content, making it more accessible and searchable. And here we will be able to install opportunities and systems to get feedback from the user community when it comes to content. And then we can hopefully evolve it to build a forum style community as well. And then when it comes to data sharing capabilities, we want to work with our QDAS teams and our current contract to make data sharing a reality. Users will have the capability to share data sets with external organizations using our data sharing governance engine, which would use coarse-grained access control parameters, fine-grained access control parameters, and ad hoc access rules to determine that, hey, this data set can be shared to this external organization because it meets these criteria, or it would not allow it. So it creates that secure governance process. For user collaboration, we're looking for it to allow users to access and publish to our forum, share code via GitHub, and contribute to data documentation. What's also not listed here is users will have the capability to add or increase the size of clusters, change permissions to objects, such as making them read-only, and have the ability to have data lifecycle management capabilities. So that is it for the future capabilities. I just want to thank you all for joining us today as we unveiled the new CCSQ Data Analytics Portal to you all. I do want to thank our seamless partner, Amy Tam, and her peers, Danielle McGrath and Gennady Sherman, for their partnership. I want to thank our leadership team for their guidance and I'm going to pass this back to Rafala for her closing remarks.
Thanks, Neil. Yeah, this is exciting stuff. We're just getting started. There's so much more that could come to it. And I'm sure, and I'm hoping as you're sitting here, you're thinking, well, what about this? And, oh, this would be great. Or, oh, I wish I could, come in here and test this out. I've got all kinds of thoughts and ideas. We need that feedback from you. We cannot build the best tool for you without hearing from you. One of the key things as a human-centered designer is it's human-centered, and that we need to talk to the users. And so we need to hear from you. We will only bother you if you fit the area of interest that you've shared with us. We're not going to knock on your door constantly, only when it really applies to an area that you feel is of interest and that we're working on. So thank you for your time. And there's so much more to come. We're just scratching the surface. So thank you.
Great. Thank you both. So I think we're now have reached the portion of this call for our Q&A. So let's go to the next slide. I know that there were some questions that were asked were kind of specific to an organization's specific use case, and I see that team members have jumped in to help answer those questions. Questions that I think could be answered live here. The first question is, how is the portal different than Confluence?
How is the portal different from Confluence as far as the public content, or?
Yeah, I think probably around the training content and maybe around the appearance as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So using just strictly on the search capabilities with Confluence, it's not as intuitive as we can make it if we made our own headless content management system to make searching more intuitive. I know there's a lot of language parameters that you can use to enhance your searching capabilities in Confluence, but that's just not ideal for a general use case, right? For user experience. So creating a content management system that allows users to type in their search queries in plain language would be extremely helpful and faster. And it'll help you as the user take control as to what you're looking for and narrow down your searches.
Yeah, and it'll also help in regards to the user support and training as we're working with them to create a stronger hub and making it more helpful to you and becoming aware of what your needs are and providing you with insight into here's a training you've just recently signed up for, requested access to this tool. Here's some direction to the training. So it's a little bit more intuitive as well in regards to the search and then just how it can assist you.
And there's also limitations as to how information's displayed on Confluence. We do have set templates. You have ways you can structure using the panes in Confluence. But when you have the ability to create something outside of Confluence using our own capabilities, we'll be able to structure that content so it's easier to use and understand and catalog.
Great, thank you both. So next question, are all current ADOs or groups DUAs going to be grandfathered in, or will we need to do that ourselves in the future?
We are looking to assist with that transition. So we will absorb those DUAs into the portal once it's ready. So that way, when we do have DUA owners, again, that's CMS cores or their proxies, when they do have to upload either a brand new DUA, update a DUA, or renew a DUA before its expiration, that's when they can come into the portal and do that. But for the existing DUAs that are listed in Confluence, we're going to handle that transition.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So next question, when is the portal going live?
I was actually responding to that in the chat. So the portal is going to be going live in the next few months in phases. First, we're going to unleash it to the DUA owners, and that's, again, the CMS cores or their proxies. And then we're going to also have it released to specific analytic roles. So if you have a Databricks role, we'll release it in the next few months, Satisfy next few months. We're looking to see strategically if we should do that together or separately, but we're going to do that as fast as possible.
Great. Let's go to the next question. Will the new portal be for data access as well as training, a one-stop shop? I'm trying to understand all of what will be folded into it.
Can you repeat that question?
Sure. They're just trying to understand what are the main elements that are going to be comprised of the portal. The portal will be comprised of. They know data access, they see training, but what else is going to be folded into the portal?
One of the biggest things that Portal is going to be able to do for the user community is to give you immediate visibility to the system's health. So in the next features that we're trying to develop, we want to make sure that you as a Databricks owner, you as a SaaS file owner, user, when you come into the portal, you'll be able to know that if Databricks is online or offline. So we'll be working with make sure that you have all the information you need at the fingertips. So you'll see when maintenance schedules are being planned and implemented for those systems and tools. You'll see the health again for those systems and tools. You'll see trending topics, whether it's just generic or general resources that's in the public content, or if it's even more specific towards the training hub, what's trending, what's hot, what's new, what's been updated. We want to make sure that you as a user have the ability to see everything that's happening in real time.
Great, thank you. So let's go to the next question. Users currently use IDM or URL when accessing Databricks or SaaS via. Will the portal replace IDM regarding single sign-on?
No, you will still be able to use your Databricks tile, your SaaS tile from IDM. We want to give you that single sign-on experience into the portal. So that way, when you're looking at your access from a high level using the My Access table, summary table that Rafal demoed earlier, or if you want to check on some training resources or additional resources, you can then immediately go and sign in to Databricks or your tool from our landing page immediately versus going back to the IDM and then, oh, I got timed out from IDM, so I log in my credentials again and then go back and then get into your tool. We want to make sure that you have everything at your fingertips. So that also means with our strategy, you will have a portal tile in IDM available to you. So you can log into IDM, you'll see the portal tile available, click on it, it'll take you right to us.
Great, let's go to the next question. Sounds like there's an overlap between the portal and Confluence. Is this replacing Confluence?
It is not replacing Confluence yet. We want to make sure that we have everything installed as far as the public content is concerned and make sure it's usable and it benefits the community. We're not trying to jump the gun here. We want to make sure that it's proven, tested, and appreciated by the community before we make any other decisions. But we just want to make sure that when we do create this experience, it's usable and it helps with your day-to-day workflows.
Okay, but once that transition is completed, will the portal become the new hub for the training material instead of Confluence? Oh, great, thank you, Neil. All right, next question. Can you provide more information to what collaboration abilities there will be, such as will there be blogs or other areas for me to collaborate with others?
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to make sure that we've created a forum where you can collaborate as a community, whether that's sharing code via GitHub and actually contribute to data documentation. I briefly did mention that we want to create some sort of forum community as well. So as we have articles and trainings available, we can create a ongoing thread that contributes to the value of that specific content. So whether there's a new way to do something that's not listed in that content, users will be able to have the ability to publish that and make it available to the entire community.
Great, thank you. So I'm seeing another question in the chat. Will this portal include more streamlines across to the data catalogs for various data sources? Accessing those and seeing those updated has seemed to be a pain point for me.
Yeah, so we, as in QDAS, are looking to improve the data catalog, and we will have the data catalog available on the portal. So you can click on the data catalog and it'll take you to that resource. And we're looking to make the data catalog more structured and easier to use.
Great, thank you. So I think that covers all of the questions we've received. So again, special thanks to both Neil and Rafaela for coming on today.